This is Timmy.
Hi, my name's Timmy. I'm going into the third year of nursing at University of East Anglia. I guess I chose this one because although I'm studying nursing at the same time, I want to have like different sort of platforms and like income in a way, because if you can use social media, why not? Just trying to grow my platform, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next is Yemi.
Hi, so yeah, I'm getting them to come up as I probably than chatting. Yeah, I'm Yemi. I study music at University of Anglia. I kind of sing mainly gospel, just in general, and I use my social media platforms for a lot of my own personal marketing and like branding. So I guess I just want to know how to like effectively use my social media platforms to market myself, and how to actually just work around using social media platforms for like a business kind of thing, basically.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I've prepared a presentation, so I'm going to screen share that. And I've left questions till the end, just because a question that you might have might be answered further into the presentation. So I've left questions till then. Yeah, I hope you guys take something from it. I hope you find it interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna start that now. Okay, so yeah, as you all know, this session is on social media branding, how to become an influencer, whatever you call it. So I'm going to be talking about my story, so how I got here, what I do, the pros that come with it and the challenges, because I feel like before you go into something, you need to fully know what you're getting yourself into, how to start, how to keep going, because it's easy to start and then stop, how to capitalize from your platform, some information on working with brands, and then some top tips that I think are really important to know when starting that maybe I didn't really know when I started, and then questions at the end. So now I'm a fourth year medical student at the University of Nicosia in Cyprus. Cyprus because I studied medical physiology at Leicester. I did 1 year. But then I decided, I was going to do graduate entry medicine, but I decided that I wanted to start medicine straight away. So I looked for a university that I could get into very easily, and that was the best one and the easiest one to go to. So yeah, over my med school journey, I had started a skincare journey as well, because through sixth form, first year of uni, my skin was not the best. I don't want to say it was crap, but it wasn't the best. And I really wanted to improve it. Through that, I was researching what to do for my skin. And because I was researching it so much, I just became so interested in it that it became something for fun for me as well. So in 2017, I started my YouTube channel, and I'm going to talk more about why I did that in the next slide. But as you can see, I know a lot of the craze about YouTube and Instagram and stuff is about how many followers or subscribers you have, but honestly that doesn't really mean anything if you're getting the views, if you're getting the engagement. As you can see, my YouTube channel, I don't have many subscribers at all, but if you look at my views, it's a completely different story, which is important for securing those brand deals and reaching a wider platform. So with Instagram, I just started taking my Instagram seriously in April, and I now have 1,469 followers and 12.67% engagement. Anything above 5% is what brands look for when approaching you. So, and especially when you have this smaller follower count, the higher engagement you have, the better. So how I got started. So in March 2017, I decided to start my YouTube channel. And I decided to do this because, as I said, I moved to Cyprus. And when I wanted to move to Cyprus, I couldn't find any information about studying in Cyprus, about studying medicine in Cyprus. So I thought, I don't want other people to be like me. I wanted people to know what they were getting themselves into. So I decided to make a YouTube channel about it. And at that time, my main focus was studying medicine abroad. In January 2018, I posted my first video on skincare on my channel. This was when I saw that I had quite a big transformation through looking back at pictures, and this was probably the first time that I properly utilized cross platforms. So I used Twitter to get a big reception to my video on skincare. So it was literally the day before my birthday, and I posted my transformation pictures, and I was like, I've just posted this video on my YouTube channel. It's my birthday tomorrow. I'd really appreciate if people watched it. And within the day, it got over 1,000 views. So that was my first experience of using another platform to promote yourself on another platform effectively. Fast forward to April 2020, so second month of lockdown basically, I started posting skincare content on my Instagram. I just thought, why not? I had a lot of free time, was quite bored, so I thought, yeah, I'm interested in it enough. I posted stuff here and there, but I thought I might as well do it, and people pushed me to do it, so I did it. Between then and now, I've had quite a few gifted partnerships. So with the brands that, I don't know whether you know these brands, but they are big brands on Instagram. Herbal Dynamics, Lani Skincare, Elements of Green. And then in June, I posted my first paid partnership with a skincare company, Zit Sticker, which was very, very surprising because, like I said, I don't have a lot of followers. So it was very, very surprising, but it was a good opportunity all the same. I forgot to include here, but between January 2018 and April 2020 was when I had my collaboration with Body Shop. And this was through a YouTube video I posted. I posted a review on the Himalayan charcoal mask when it first came out. And that got a lot of views for some reason. And the Body Shop saw that, and then they decided to contact me and wanted to use my video for part of their promotional content on all their social media channels. So the pros of influencing or using your social media is it's allowed me to partner and collaborate with some big companies. So for example, the Body Shop, Zit Sticker, Lani Skincare, it's also broadened my horizon on the companies that are out there. So there are a lot of skincare brands I did not know about, but doing this has allowed me to see a lot of companies and introduce me to a lot of companies that have really good products. It's also introduced me to an amazing community with similar interests. So the skincare community, as they call it, is a very I'd say it's a very close-knit community. Everyone really supports each other. Even on the days when you're feeling down, someone will message you. It's really nice to have that support system, and you're also educating yourself on stuff that you want to see. And it's also developed my character in many ways as well. So it's made me a lot more patient, because with posting content, you do have to be really patient with it and with getting the recognition you feel like you deserve. It's allowed me to be more creative. So I've learned how to edit on Adobe Premiere Pro. Even TikTok editing can be, it can be a headache. So it's helped me with that as well. And it's made me a lot more confident in myself. So with skincare, you do have to show your natural face with no makeup very often. And before, I was not very confident with that. But through the 3 months or so of me posting on Instagram, I've become a lot more confident with doing that. So some of the challenges that you get with it, because it's not all great, but imposter syndrome is very, very real. And this is basically when you feel like you're not good enough, or your content isn't good enough, and you're constantly comparing yourself to other content out there. It's very easy to let that get you down, but you should really try not to. As I said, though, it is really hard. Resources. So this can be, I know someone mentioned cake. So let's say not being able to get a cake tool that would really help your presentation or really help your videos, or even not being able to buy a camera to record a YouTube video. If it's clothes, not having money to buy the haul that you want to do. So that sometimes can be an issue, and that's where collaborating with brands does really help. Creative block. That's just when you just don't really know what to post. You don't know how to position this product here. You don't know how to edit it. You just feel really blank. And then plateau, which then leads to discouragement. This is basically when you aren't really growing, you're kind of steady. And because you're steady, you feel like you're not really getting out there, which kind of discourages you from posting more and continuing to create content. So how do you start? My first tip, the first thing I would say to anyone that's like to me, I think I want to start this, I don't know, I'm literally just like, just start it, just do it. Don't waste time, just do it. Someone once said something to me, I don't know if anyone here goes to the gym, but you know when you want to go to the gym and you're literally telling yourself, oh, I can't be bothered, the gym's all the way here, I don't want to get up, I don't want to go. If you literally just got up and started walking to the gym, you can't tell yourself to go back home. The more you think about it, the more likely you are to put yourself off and give yourselves reasons why not to do it. But none of those reasons are actually valid, because everyone who started it did doubt themselves when they started and didn't have everything when they started. As you start, you grow, you learn more, you're able to buy more resources, you're able to improve your work as you go along. So just start. Once you start, you'll find that it's easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's much easier to carry on. Yeah, so the first thing I would say you should do is choose your platforms. It doesn't have to be just the one. It could be Twitter, it could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be Instagram. With me, it could be Snapchat. With me, I mainly use Instagram and YouTube. Although YouTube not so much recently, but them two are the ones I've chosen to focus on. Find your niche, that's the thing that makes you stand out from everyone else. It's a thing that you're really interested in. So that can be makeup, that could be clothes, that could be music, like someone mentioned, it could be baking, it could be, can you hear me? Sorry, just want to make sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
We can.
Yeah, so it could be anything. Find your niche, find your interest, find your focus, and that's what you're going to base your content on. Then you need to decide how often you want to post. So with posting content and building a platform for yourself, it's really important that you're consistent. This also helps with all the algorithms that YouTube and Instagram have. So if you post more frequently, the more likely you are to come up on people's feeds. If you're not posting frequently, you're not going to come up on people's feeds. So it's not that people are ignoring your content, it's just that they can't see it. So when I was posting every day, which is what I did initially when I started posting on Instagram, I noticed my follower count went up really quickly, because in the space of three months or so, I've grown by nearly 500 followers. And the times when my followers had not really grown is when I stopped posting. And when you stop posting, you need to work harder to bring your engagement back up. So decide how often you want to post. I would definitely recommend, if it's on Instagram, I would say it should be at least every other day. If you're starting off, every other day would be a good way to start. If you could do every day, then do every day. If it's YouTube, every week would be good. I wouldn't say fortnightly, I'd say start off every week, because people want to see you post. People are more likely to engage with you and stay interested if you're posting often. Content plan. So have a calendar. It could be in a notebook, it could be on Word, on PDF, but just post, write down on the calendar, what you want to post on what day. So an example of a content plan would be, for me, skincare related, I could say on Monday, I'm going to post a review on The Ordinary. On Wednesday, I'm going to post a skincare tutorial video. On Sunday, I'm going to post an IGTV video about cleansing. That's an example of how you content plan. It doesn't even need to be in detail, just write down what you want to post on those days. If you have that to look forward to, it helps you at times when you feel discouraged from posting, because you could just look forward and it's already there. You don't need to think, when you're not in the mood, it's hard to think, oh, what am I going to post? You feel very uninspired. But if you've already content planned, you just look at that calendar and you know what you're going to plan when. And then lastly, you need to promote yourself, because if you don't promote yourself, no one else is going to promote you. for people to know about you and to promote you, you need to start off with promoting yourself. And don't be shy with doing so. Just don't be shy of it. I was very shy of it when I began, but honestly, just don't be shy of it. Promote yourself. You don't even know whether that one tweet you make, which gets that one retweet, could introduce about 10 different people to that tweet. So yeah, definitely promote yourself when you can. How to keep going. It's very easy whilst you're on the journey of becoming an influencer or content creating or building your platform to feel discouraged, because there will be times when things will be very quiet, when your views aren't growing, when you feel like no one's really receiving your content well, when no one's really interacting. I think at those times it's important to remember these things. So the first thing would be, remember why you started in the first place. If it's because you were very interested in that particular subject, then just remember that. If it's because you want to somehow bag yourself this big deal, then make sure you remember that. Secondly, bulk record and create content. So that goes hand in hand with planning, with content planning. But if you take loads of pictures in one go or record loads of videos in one go, it's much easier for you to roll out the content consistently. Thirdly, take breaks when needed. Everyone needs to take a break. You can't keep on going constantly. You do need a break to recharge. Sometimes social media can be a lot because you're just seeing things that aren't very positive. So an example of this for me was during the whole Black Lives Matter movement recently. I couldn't be on social media. I couldn't post as normal because it just didn't feel right to do so. And I took that time to take a break. Also, a lot of us are at university. For example, I study medicine, a very content-heavy course. During my exam season, I had to take a break. Trying to do too many things at once will affect the quality of your content, and it will just become a lot. You won't really enjoy what you're doing because you feel like you have to do it rather than you're doing it for your enjoyment. And then the fourth arrow is to remind yourself of your initial inspiration. So let's say you want to start with fitness content, and the reason why you're posting it is because you saw an amazing transformation picture. Inspiration. The first point, just remind yourself why you're doing it, rather than focusing on the numbers and and last, I definitely pray about it, because there was I really wanted to stop. I really wanted to stop posting on Instagram. I was quite fed up with it. And I literally just prayed. I prayed for some direction. I prayed for a sign to know whether I should keep on going or not. And literally within a week, that's when I received the email from Zitsticker about the paid partnership. And that for me was a bigger sign than I could have ever asked for. I was expecting 10 followers or something. I thought that would be my sign, but my sign was, here's your first sponsored post. And yeah, that helped because I prayed about it, and it was just very positive and it just uplifted me. So how to capitalize and make the most of your platform. So you have gifted opportunities. So this is when a brand sends you their products for free, basically. They are to make or post on story, even for shipping, products and brands. So this is when they pay you to post that product. Usually when this is the case, they're very specific with what they want to see. So for example, with Zitsticker, they particularly said they wanted to see 2 carousel posts, one of a before and after, second one with the patch. So yeah, they're usually very specific, which sometimes can cramp on your creative cloud, but yeah. Another way is to become a brand ambassador with a commissions link. So this is when you basically rep a company, should I say, and when people buy through your link, you gain 10% commission, something like that. I'm not a big fan of that method, just because I don't really want to be promoting another brand with so much vim just so I could get 10% of the sale. But yeah, on YouTube, there's sponsored ads and monetizing your videos. This was a lot easier before, because now you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 10,000 views before you can monetize. But that is a good way of making money, because all the views thereafter, any ads that people watch, you'll get money from that. And then lastly, using your following or niche to start your own business. So the way I've done this, it doesn't even necessarily have to be you selling a product, but the way I've done this is that I created a skincare ebook on acne, as that's what I had most experience with. And then not long after that, I started offering virtual skincare consultations. So you can use your niche in any way to start your own business. If anyone here does graphics and they're posting their graphics on Instagram, a good way to start your own business would be to start doing commissions for people. Start doing YouTube intros, maybe. Start doing logos if you can. But yeah. Okay, sorry, this is quite a heavy slide, but this is just some information on working with brands. Good quality content, a professional but authentic feel to your account increases your chances of getting noticed. Quality means a lot to brands just because they want to feel like when you create that content for them, it will be good. It will draw the attention of everyone else. Or by authenticity, I mean it feels personal. When your account feels personal, people are more likely to engage with you on a personal level. People are more likely to buy your recommendations. People are more likely to share your posts because they feel like they have a connection with you. And something that actually goes hand in hand with this is when you get comments on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, when you get comments, be sure to respond to them. Don't make people feel like fans, because I don't think people really like feeling like fans. I think they just unfollow you and be like, who does she think she is? Or who does he think he is? But yeah, be sure you're talking to these people, you're having conversations with them, so you build a relationship with them. This way they don't feel like your fan, they feel like, I don't want to say family, but they feel more like your friend. They're more likely to engage with you when you have new posts and stories up. Don't be afraid to approach brands that you think are a good fit for you. So when starting out, it's very likely that you will have to approach brands so that they can work with you. So in my case, I approached Lani Skincare, and that actually worked out to my advantage, because when you're reaching out to brands, you need to be sure that you email, not DM, not message, email, because it needs to be professional, and include your reasons for why you want to work with them, and make sure you do your research about the company. So with Lani Skincare, they are a vegan, cruelty-free brand. And in my email, I said to them, although I'm not vegan, I try to opt for cruelty-free, clean beauty products, as these have less side effects on our skin. So I just quickly spanned what I saw about them on Instagram and on their website to make it work for me. And I added how it's relevant to my content. And then I also said to them that, I love introducing my followers to effective new products with a great brand ethos. So you need to be sure to include in the email how it's going to benefit them as well as you. When a brand approaches you, be sure to remain professional throughout your interaction with them. So this is not only through email when you're replying to them, because some brands can be really, really, really irritating, but be sure to remain professional with them. But also if you try something or you use something that you don't like, you need to be careful with the way you talk about this. I wouldn't say the best option would be to start slating the product like, this is really crap, da, da, da. So for example, with SPF, I don't know if anyone wears SPF here, but sometimes you can wear SPF that leaves you with a white cast, which is, yeah, you don't want to wear that. But a positive way to say that would be, I don't think this SPF is suited to our skin tone, but I think it's a good starting point for the brand, and there's a lot that they could do in the future to work on. There's a lot to be worked on, basically. Don't just say, this is rubbish, this looks like this looks like that. Be sure to remain professional, because you don't want them to blacklist you, and then you don't want other brands to see that interaction and then think because of that, they're not going to work with you as well. When you're agreeing to something with a brand, be sure you're clear on what they want from you and all their terms and conditions. So for example, I mentioned when I had my paid sponsorship post, they were very clear on what they wanted to see. Terms and conditions, I needed to be very clear on. So how am I going to get payment? How long would it take for them to pay me? Make sure you're clear on all of that, because you don't want to agree to something and then after agreeing you find that you can't meet your end of the bargain, or it's not something you feel comfortable with. Next, I'd say don't underestimate your content's worth. So creating takes a lot of time and effort, and some brands tend to forget this and try their luck. So for example, sorry, I'm giving a lot of examples just because I feel like it's easier to learn from examples. But for example, when I did my Body Shop collaboration, that was a big learning curve for me, because if now Body Shop approached me that they wanted to use my content across all their social media platforms, I would have said, that's fine, I'm so happy for the opportunity, but this is how much I require from you. Back then I was like, wow, I'm such a small content creator, how do they recognize me? I was just so happy that I wasn't even bothered about the payment. They just sent me products and I was like, okay, that's fine. But in all honesty, creating that video took a lot of time, editing that video took a lot of time, and I bought the product by myself. So they underestimated my content's worth, although I feel like they just tried their luck and they got lucky. But right now, I think it's a lot more, this is getting a lot more limelight. I don't know if you've seen on social media, but people have been saying a lot about how Black content creators specifically are underpaid. But don't allow companies to underestimate your content's worth. Remind them that for you to create this, it takes this amount of time. You put a lot of creative direction into it. You need to edit. And then when you remind them of this, they're more likely to budge on what you gain from the bargain. So Herbal Dynamics, for example, they said to me, oh, we'll send you one product for a post and a review on their website. I said to them, sorry, first of all, I need to try out the product to review it, which takes a while. I need to think of how I'm going to post this product, which once again takes a while, takes resources. I said, I can't do that for just the one product. I'm really sorry about that. And then they sent me more than one product. They apologized, they sent me more than one product. So you just need to be clear on that. And if you voice it in a way that's professional, then it most likely will work to your advantage. When posting, if a product is gifted or sponsored, make sure to include that in your post. This is just following legal guidelines that you have to now follow. And lastly, don't be disheartened if brands don't reach out to you when you first start. It will eventually come with time and consistency. And also, like I said earlier on, don't be afraid to approach brands. Approaching a brand does not mean anything. Once you get the product in your hand or you get the collaboration, it's not going to matter who reached out to who. So top tips. I have 2 slides of top tips on social media branding and content creating as a whole. So the first one is for Instagram, make sure you use hashtags. So you want to make sure that you're using hashtags that have thousands, not millions, because if you use a hashtag that has millions, your post is more likely to get smothered in the loads of posts that are coming in. They're the most popular hashtags. So whilst if you have loads of followers, it could work to your advantage and you could be top. But for smaller content creators, it does not work to your advantage. So just stick to those hashtags that have thousands on them, and then make sure, aim to use around 14 to 20 hashtags per post. You could put your hashtags in a comment, it still comes up as normal, or you could decide to put it in the caption of your picture. And for YouTube, I don't know if anyone's posted on YouTube yet, but there is a tags box, and just write anything that someone could type in that is slightly related to your video. Even something that I used to do, I don't know if this is a good thing, but it did work. Something I used to do is YouTubers that have very similar content to me, I'd put their name in my tag, just because when someone searches that name, your video is going to come up as well. I don't know if that's a good thing. And I haven't told anyone else that, but it's a good tip to have, I think. Try and make your content as authentic as possible. As I said, this includes having a personal relationship with your followers, trying to do things that are a bit outside of the box, that are a bit different So with me, I noticed that whilst on TikTok there were lots of skincare TikTok videos, on Instagram there weren't many skincare TikTok videos. So I decided to do one for Instagram, and it actually received a really good reception. My last skincare TikTok video has actually got the most views I've ever had on a video. And I think that was also something that Lani Skincare mentioned to me. They said that they really liked how authentic my content was. Next is Google is your friend. There are lots of templates, answers, and tutorials to be found. If it's editing, YouTube has millions of videos on how to do this specific effect. If you're looking for an invoice template, Google has that. If you want to find out how to find out your engagement rate on Instagram, Google has that. Always pick yourself back up when you're feeling down. So as I said earlier on, it's very easy to get discouraged when doing this, and it's not always going to be rosy, but just remember to pick yourself back up using the tips that I shared earlier on. Next tip is try not to focus on numbers and more on the enjoyment and satisfaction you get from creating content. So if I focused on my numbers, I would be very disheartened, because as you saw earlier on, I do not have loads of subscribers. I don't have loads of followers, but despite that, I still get my brand deals. I still collaborate with some amazing people. So yeah, that's just because if I had stopped content creating because I looked at those numbers, I would not have got to where I am now. I've decided to focus on how much I really like skincare and how much I really want people to learn about skincare. And from doing that, it's worked in my advantage. Next tip is consistency is key. Like I said earlier on, you need to be consistent. If you want to beat that algorithm, you need to be consistent. Just keep on posting, even when you don't feel like posting, just keep on posting. Next tip is quality, quality, quality. So make sure your videos, pictures, graphics, anything is of good quality. Make sure people can see you. Make sure people can hear you properly, make sure it's not fuzzy, because no one wants to watch something, like, it's 2020, no one wants to watch something that's doing like that. People want to watch things that are good quality, and our iPhones are actually really good cameras, like with good sunlight, our iPhones, well, actually I hope everyone has an iPhone, but our iPhones are really good quality, so we literally have no excuse to not have good quality. Like I said earlier on, don't be afraid or shy to promote yourself every opportunity you get. Literally, you don't know who you're talking to, you don't know who will come across your tweet. Just do it. Just do it. Like, there's no harm in doing so. There's no harm in putting this tweet, oh, I create this content, oh, watch my video, posting a link on Snapchat, posting something on your story. There's really no harm in doing so, so you might as well do it. Make sure to use ongoing trends, new releases, and collaborations, as those are the things that people are talking about right now. So people are going to be searching those trends, those new releases, those collaborations. As they're searching it, your video, your picture, your tweet will eventually come up. So a good example is Fenty Skin. When Fenty Skin first came out, like last week I think it was, or the week before, lots of content creators had lots of like reviews about Fenty Skin, and it's all everyone was talking about. It would be silly to not post something on Fenty Skin if you had the means of getting Fenty Skin, because that is what everyone wants to know about at that present time. With collaborations, I mean collaborations with other content creators. This could be someone that has higher follower count than you, a lower follower count than you. It really doesn't matter, because you both have two different audiences, and your follower counts, or the people that follow each of you, are not the same. So there will always be some followers that can be gained from their side, and there will always be followers that can be gained from your side as well. Next is use giveaways and competitions. Everyone loves free stuff. Like, no one's going to turn down something for free. If you post a giveaway or competition, and your only two rules are follow me, like this post. But if you want to add, oh, a bonus entry, share this post. It's such an easy way to gain loads of subscribers, loads of followers. It's very, very easy. I did it when I first started YouTube, when I posted my first skincare video. I told them how I got my transformation, and I said, if you would like to win these products that I used to get my transformation, all you have to do is subscribe to me, comment, blah, 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 and it really did work to my advantage. And lastly, be patient with it. Be patient. Things will come. It will come. It might be a long time, but it really will come. If you're making sure that your content is good quality, you're relatable, you're engaging with your followers, and you're being consistent, then all these opportunities will eventually come to you. And I just included a quick note to self here that I saw on Twitter yesterday, actually. Someone said consistency will have people with less knowledge, skills, and talent than you getting more success and opportunity. And it's the truth. It's actually the truth. I think that's it. All I have now is questions. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put your hand up, should I say? Or I don't know how you do it here. Oh, thank you, Esther. I've just seen your messages. Does anyone have any questions at all? It could be about anything. It could be if you would like tailored advice to what you're trying to do as well. Don't mind.
Well, I think I just wanted to say, well, I did have a question, but you pretty much answered it. I think your lecture, well, for me personally, was quite tailored to what I was looking for. So I'll just say thank you. But while you were speaking, you know, you mentioned about collaborating with other brands. Mm-hmm. And in terms of collaboration, I mean, how you said that you tend to reach out to them via email. And
yeah.
then what happens in terms of like, let's say they not wanting to collab with you? I mean, do you see that as a setback, or do you see it something you continue to pursue, or you just move on?
I just move on, just because when I reach out to brands, I'm not reaching out to just the one brand. And if I reach out to 10 brands, I'm not expecting 10 brands to respond back to me. So because I don't have that expectation, I don't allow it to get me down. I think when I first started, I did have that expectation, and that did tend to like get me down quite a bit. But because now I've just sort of learned that a lot of the time as well, because these brands have the same email address for people reaching out to them, and customer service inquiries as well. So a lot of the time it's just that your email has just blocked, and allow that to get me down, or I don't really feel like it's a setback, because if they won't respond, another brand will respond, or another brand could approach you later on. So yeah.
Fine. Okay. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
I wanted to ask a question. Like, obviously you do medicine, so like that's a hefty degree. So how do you like juggle both of that and your degree, so your YouTube and then also your Instagram and then all of that? How do you manage your time when doing that?
Not very well. Not very well. I think that's why I haven't been YouTube because it is hefty. My mum also reminds me this, but she's like, medicine comes first. She's always like, medicine comes first. So if I have to put the other stuff on the back burner, I put it on the back burner, just because it's like, these followers will always be here. There will always be content to create. But this degree, I have to get you now. Like, I can't drop out. I have to get you now. So yeah. And I mentioned earlier about taking breaks during exam seasons. I take breaks because it's a lot to juggle at the same time. But yeah, and I also think though, the more you create content, the quicker you get at doing so. So when I first started YouTube, it will take me hours, and I'd literally break these hours into days to edit a video. But now I could edit a video in like 2 hours if I really wanted to. So yeah, it's just a mixture of those things.
Just a question. What's your opinion on, like, so you know with Instagram, what's your opinion on like tagging brands in your posts if you're not necessarily working with them? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. If the brand is in the post. So even if it's not like a collaboration, but you're wearing that brand, tag them. Just because, I don't know if anyone has ever done this, but when I wanted to buy something online and I've seen it on the model and I don't know how it's going to look on a real person, I sometimes go to the brand's Instagram account and I go to their pictures of them to see pictures that they've been tagged in. And from there I see a lot of pictures. There are loads of other people doing that same thing as well. So it does work in your advantage doing that. I don't think there's any harm in doing it at all. And also increases the chance of the brand noticing you, because if everyone's commenting on that post, liking the post, they get the notification for it and they will be like, oh, who is this? And they'll go on your page most likely.
I wanted to ask, what's the difference between gifting and kind of unpaid promotion? Because when gifting, a lot of YouTubers, like let's say they got something through their I don't know what it's called, like their mailbox, and I don't know what's called in America. They always just show it, but they don't actually necessarily promote the brand. They say, oh, I've got this, or they don't mention it at all. So what's the difference between gifting, a brand gifting you, and a brand promoting you? Paid promotion and unpaid promotion in a way?
Yeah, so paid promotion is when they reach out to you and they say they're going to send you something and they want you to make a post on it or a video about it, and they're going to pay you however amount for doing so. Gifting is when they just they reach out to you, they say, oh, we think you're a really great fit for our brand, we'd love to send you this product. With smaller content creators, they will most likely say that they want you to make a video on it, or they want you to make a post on it. But obviously with these larger content creators, they can literally just receive it and that's it. They don't necessarily have to make a video or so on it. Unpaid promotion, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I'm going to assume I'd say unpaid promotion is a bit like what brands do to smaller content creators. So they send them something and they say, please post this, please tag us when doing so. I think a real gifted opportunity would be they send it to you for free and you're not obligated to do anything at all with that product or whatever they've sent you. I hope that's clear.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks for the questions, otherwise this would be really awkward.
Would you say that like you need like a MacBook to do the editing, or would you say like you can actually just use a regular PC or something like that, or would you recommend, okay, if you're going to do this in the long run, I would recommend you get a MacBook? Do you get what I mean?
I started off with a MacBook, but now I have a regular PC, and I wouldn't say you need a MacBook. No, it's probably easier with this PC to have my MacBook, because the MacBooks, I don't know what's wrong with them. They get really hot and then start lagging very easily, especially when you start making a lot of videos. So you have a lot of videos saved. You make sure you have a hard drive. If you're doing videos, you're doing YouTube, make sure you have a hard drive, because MacBooks will give you a lot of stress with that. But I definitely think a normal PC can do the same things. The only issue though is that on a normal PC, if you wanted to use Final Cut Pro, you couldn't use that because that's only on Apple. And so you'd have to use Adobe Premiere Pro. And Adobe Premiere Pro is apparently a harder editing software to use than Final Cut Pro. I haven't used Final Cut Pro, I've always used Adobe, but apparently Adobe is much harder than Final Cut Pro. So that's the only thing to consider with that. You can always use your phone as well, iMovie on your phone, that works.
Sorry, I had a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had a question, kind of, because like it's been a very amazing talk. By the way, it's been very informative in terms of like using your social media and using even small followings to gain influence. But because I mentioned earlier that I do music, so somebody whose social media is mainly used for their like my music content, so like covers or worship sessions that I've done in the past, recordings, like videos from illustration and stuff. How do I use that to like like, how would I don't know how to ask. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but like, how do I, like, how can I still go down the same route of the kind of influencer that, you know, you've gone down with the products, and because what I post doesn't really relate to that. So how would I now use my own social media page to still reach out to brands? Like, what brands would I reach out to? Like, I don't know. I think it's, maybe I'm asking questions too specific, but I think I'm just trying to get the whole application sense of it, and taking it from the general social media influence platform to someone specific to just music, because I don't really do anything else.
Yeah, I get you. I would say, first of all, something that would really work to your advantage would be collaborations. I think that is something that would gain you a wider influence. I think also with stuff like music, once you have the following, brands will approach you anyways, just because you have a large following, and obviously you have your stories and stuff, so anything you mention in your stories will go to your large following. So I think right now your focus should maybe be on collaborations with people. I wouldn't say people necessarily higher than you, but literally just anyone that you really like what they do and it falls in line with what you do as well. Collaboration with them would be really beneficial to you. Also, I think you could go down that sort of influencing, but it would be more lifestyle. So more like your life behind the music, and that would be through your stories once again. I'd say there are brands that could reach out to you, and an example, very random, but an example could be a water company. A water company could reach out to you because I don't know much about singing, but I'm guessing you have to be hydrated, you know, your voice has to be hydrated. Yeah, so like a water company could reach out to you. So there's definitely the opportunity. Or it's you wearing a smaller brand's top and then tagging them in your video. That would work to the brand's advantage. Those are the sort of opportunities that I think you would be more open to than rather than getting sent products specifically. Yeah, but I think something that maybe would work best for you is maybe if you looked at capitalizing in another way. So maybe offering instrument lessons, virtual instrument lessons, virtual singing lessons. I reckon that would probably be the most fruitful for you in a shorter amount of time. With consistency and growth over the years or over the months, I think that's when the other deals could start rolling in. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Because I have been thinking about doing the whole like vocal lessons, virtual vocal lessons for a while now, but I think it's just having confidence in my own ability to deliver that to other people. But the other question I had was because on my social media page I post singing videos, like I said, but I also post like normal pictures of myself in you know, different outfits and whatnot. And on quite a few of them I've had like clothing lines and fashion pages on Instagram kind of DM me or say, oh, DM us to collab and stuff. And most of the time they always look fake to me. But the few that I have DM'd or have DM'd me, I've always spoken about, cool, here's our website, check out what you like, here's a 25% discount. When you buy your first product, you become our ambassador and they'll give you a code in that. And you know, I think it's good in that, but for me, I always find it very sketchy where, like, you know, you guys reach out to me and I have to spend money to come with you guys. I don't know if maybe that's just me being stingy and that's how these things work, or if that's a genuine concern. Because obviously I would love to collaborate with a lot of these, you know, fashion pages, but I don't want to now put my money to something that's not necessarily real. So how do I go around that?
With those kind of messages, to be totally honest, when I started off, I was like you. I was excited about the opportunity, but I was like, I don't want to spend my money on it. And now I just don't respond to them because they're not scams per se, but they are sort of exploiting smaller content creators because in a way they kind of know that no one's really going to buy from them, and they want you to buy from them, and then you get your 25% off, but it doesn't really benefit you in any way. So my advice would be to just forget about those. I don't think they're legit. They're not legit. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Miles messaged me and said we have to go back to the main room now. So thank you, everyone. I really hope you took something away from this.
Great.
But yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we did. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's so cool. Yeah.
I believe that should be everyone back. Hopefully we all enjoyed that first session. And so now we're just going to have a bit of a break, slightly shorter, apologies, but if we can all be back by 2:20, that would be great, please. So yeah, by all means, take a break, go get a drink, do whatever you need to do. But if we can be back by 2:20, that would be great. Thank you.
Oh, I'm back. Vai, depois de